Alabama Crimson Tide, the second year under Kalen DeBoer.
In year two, with the way that defense played.
Every single year, we're talking about Alabama football being at the top of the top.
Who doesn't want to be a part of that ultimate top-end goal of, being at the top?
Quickly, and it's intercepted. Gone from bad to worse in a hurry.
Pressure coming, and he goes down. And Alabama's got it.
Pressure immediately, and Beck is knocked down.
Legacy, the tradition, everything that's come through this program.
The tradition at Alabama.
It's a beautiful feeling.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Kalen DeBoer Show presented by Truckworks. I'm Chris Stewart, along with the head coach of the Crimson Tide. I'm not sure how senior day could have been a whole lot better, Coach. 56-0 victory, first and foremost. Wound up with good weather, enthusiastic crowd, and a bunch of guys that got to take the field.
All of that. Proud of these seniors, just what they've given to the program, and the guys that have been here through the transition. Just appreciate the way they've embraced everything that I've brought in, and how they've really stuck to the standard and continued to just work. I'm really proud of those guys doing what they need to do, so then we could get a lot of the younger guys or guys that don't play as much out on the football field. So 27 seniors, 11 of them walk-ons, and I know we didn't probably get everyone out there, but we were trying, and it's cool seeing some of these guys who give everything they got every single day an opportunity to go out there, and even if it was just one snap, but get out there and do what their dream was and play out at Bryant-Denny Stadium.
You got to play a lot of guys because the frontline guys took care of business early on, and this was a dominating performance on both sides of the ball, but especially with what you did defensively. Only 34 yards of total offense allowed and 539 yards of offense. And oh, by the way, I think it was 240 rushing and 239 passing. I'm not real good at math. That's pretty good passing.
We're trying to be balanced.
You're pretty balanced there, Coach. That's pretty nice to see.
And again, I think we did it just not in a way where we were trying to just drive something home to where you're just trying to run up a score. It was just letting guys go play football. There were still some things that we knew we could work on with certain guys on the football field. We've got some young guys that are going to need to help us potentially out there, and I thought they did a nice job, and so different combinations out there at the offensive line. We got a few dings here and there that we're working through, but hopefully we'll have all those guys back ready to go next week.
And to clarify, there's a reason I had to take college math 3 times. It was 270 passing, 269 rushing to get you to 539.
I was doing the math when you said it, and I was trying to figure I knew something wasn't quite right.
Nobody ever copied off my page, I promise you that. Let's just skip and go to the first half highlights.
3 missed tackles on the lone touchdown allowed, and they've got their ears pinned back on 2nd and 11. First sack of the afternoon belongs to Tim Keenan. The crew on the run, bobbled ball, and it's intercepted. We just talked about takeaways in Dijon Lee, the true freshman corner. With a timely interception there. Dan Miller behind him, gets the carry into the end zone to open the scoring. Touchdown, Alabama. Handoff. Right up the middle, Daniel Hill. Gets the carry, bulldozes his way into the end zone for another Alabama touchdown. Sets up 1st and goal. Right up the middle, untouched, Kevin Riley.
The Kalen DeBoer Show is brought to you by the University of Alabama, where legends are made. Coke Zero Sugar. Tackle game day with a great taste of Coke Zero Sugar.
Behind every victory is a team behind the team. A community of supporters and fans rallying others to succeed. We're a community of one when we cheer together. And no matter the outcome, we stand together. For more than 70 years, R.J. Young has been that team, backing businesses, schools, and organizations across the Southeast. From locker rooms to boardrooms, in businesses large and small, we power your team to success.
There are no shortcuts on the road to success. It's forged by confidence, purpose, and determination. Everyone has potential. Few have the power to unlock it. The University of Alabama, where legends are made.
Are you ready for your winning moment? Find it at Wind Creek Casino, where the action never stops. Hottest games, loosest spins, more ways to win. We've got the highest payouts and the most epic rewards. At Wind Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner. Wind Creek Casino. Find your winning moment.
Coach, 28-0 at halftime. What was the message to your squad in the locker room?
That every play matters. You know, we've said that all along, and we really emphasized it after what happened last week because we played a lot of really good snaps, and you know, there was a couple that you know, didn't go the way we want, and those are the ones that also matter. And so just continue to drive that home. That was what we talked about all week long, that every snap matters. You get better every snap. They all matter, and I thought our guys did that. You know, when you got out there, you did everything you could, best your ability, even if it was a rep where there was different guys on the football field. Really, that was a lot of the game where the combinations of people maybe wasn't what we're used to over the course of the first 10 games.
You made the decision you were going to play the second, third string quarterbacks in the second half, or 2A, 2B, however you look at it, but you played them with a lot of the frontline guys, and they performed very well for you.
You like to give those guys a chance to continue to develop and see and feel what what they can do. And I thought Austin and Kalen did a really nice job coming in and controlling everything from the cadence, the motions, to the protections, a couple of checks here and there. Really, I felt like they were in control of whatever they were asked to do.
All right, Coach, let's take a look at those second half highlights.
Hands it off right up the middle, pushing that pile. A.K. Deere finds the end zone, breaks the play. That's his first touchdown in an Alabama unit. They're one of the best defenses in all of college football statistically, and they've got depth too. The twos are in, making big plays. Needing three, blown up in the backfield. Swarming Crimson uniforms. Mack steps up, decides to run. Austin Mack, tough to take down at 6'6". Those long strides, finds the end zone. Touchdown, Austin Mack. Right back to Young, this time he's in. 13th play of the longest drive of the afternoon for Alabama results in a touchdown. Hands it off to A.K. Deere, and he finds the end zone for a second time today.
Coach, I was looking at some of the numbers. You had about 29 players that recorded tackles in this game, not counting everybody else that saw the field. You had 13 different ball carriers, I believe, on offense, 12 different receivers catching passes, whether they be running backs or whatever. You got 5 quarterbacks who got to take snaps. I know you're trying to get as many guys opportunities as possible. And boy, a bunch got to see the field, and that's a really special thing.
It is. It is. Like I said earlier, I mean, the work these guys put in, the sacrifice and commitment, some of these guys, just what they bring every day. We ask a lot out of the whole team. And then, many of them just looking for that one opportunity to maybe go play a play out there in the middle of the stadium, and they got that. And so it was really cool to see that. And, it's awesome when the older guys are really excited for them as well. Sure. Just feels good about the culture that you have, that the respect that you have about the work that's being put in across the board, that it's there and in place.
Sadly, because of injury, some seniors did not get a chance to take the field today. One of them that hadn't been able to play for you this year, Jamarian, a real shame, but he is a young man who's meant so much to your program. on and off the field at the University of Alabama, and still very much involved despite the fact he's not able to see action this year due to injury.
Yeah, just Jamarian and Zebo to us inside the building and the team. Just a wonderful person, first of all. He cares so much. Just a pleasure to be around. And, you know, he's what this program's about, is guys who just work hard and, you know, do what they need to do for the program. And, you know, he's, you know, unfortunately, like you said, had an injury all season. And, you know, he's got some great relationships. And, again, the respect that everyone has for him is extremely high.
Tri-Green Equipment allows us to go all access with Jamarian Latham.
Has to scramble. He's going to be brought down. Ball in the deck. Bama's got it. And Jamarian Latham comes up with a loose football for Alabama.
My name is Jamarian Latham. I'm from Pickens County, Alabama. I went to Pickens County High School. I chose to come to Alabama just because of the standard that was set by Coach Saban. You know, growing up, being close to Tuscaloosa, that was kind of the only college football that we watched on Saturdays. So growing up, that was just something that I always liked. And then it was like, once I got older and I knew that I had the ability to play at the next level, it was like, let me try my shot at, you know, going to the school that's right down the road from my family, you know, and everything worked out. I play outside linebacker now. I just made a switch from defensive end. I would say it's a lot different than being a defensive end, just because situational awareness it's got to be high point. Just because you're dropping in the coverage, you know, you might have to take a back or a tight end versus just playing a run all day long as a defensive end. The best thing about being an outside linebacker, I would say, is just being able to showcase the ability to play the run and drop in the coverage, and, you know, sometimes even pick up a tight end or a skill guy. My favorite moment would definitely have to be winning the national championship. I feel like there's no greater feeling in football, as far as college football, you know, than being able to go and win a national championship. Off the field, I would just say being able to, you know, receive my master's and my undergrad, you know, from the University of Alabama. You know, that means a lot to me and also to my family. It means a lot to them for me to play at Alabama with that jersey, you know, especially being from the state of Alabama and being right down the road. You know, a lot of my family can come to the games, you know, a lot of the home games, they can just come support, you know, and they be there for me. The fans of Alabama, I want to say thank you, you know, just for all the support that you showed us guys every Saturday, you know, being there for us. You know, that means a lot for us to be able to hear the crowd, you know, whenever we go make a big play, you know, it gives us a lot of energy.
The Kalen DeBoer Show is brought to you by Coke Zero Sugar. Tackle game day with a great taste of Coke Zero Sugar.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers, for old friends. Coca-Cola, for everyone.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough.
Are you ready for your winning moment? Find it at Wind Creek Casino, where the action never stops. Hottest games, loosest spins, more ways to win. We've got the highest payouts and the most epic rewards. At Wind Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner. Wind Creek Casino. Find your winning moment.
Coach, when you got the job as the head coach at the University of Alabama, you didn't know the area very well, but it's very rare that you come into a situation where you know a member of the staff as well as you do David Ballou. Talk about the relationship there with the man who's now Director of Sports Performance on your staff, but was also a major part of Coach Saban's.
Yeah, Coach Ballou's been here since 2020, and we had 1 year together in 2019 at the University of Indiana, and saw what he does and how special his program is, and then coming here with the resources that he has, and again, the staff that he continued to build. The respect that our players have for him and what they do and the work that is being put in, it's just at an elite and top level. And so, you know, our guys continue to get faster, they continue to get stronger as the season goes on. That can be measured, that can be seen, it can be felt, and you know, it's exciting to know that that's what you have kind of with the horsepower behind our players and getting the job done here at the end of the year, is that it's at its peak. You know, it's at its best from, you know, the time we started working back in January.
They have a lot of respect for him because of who he is, but also you better respect a guy that looks like that. I mean, he looks like he could take anybody at any time.
There's no question, no question. Between how he looks and that voice that he's got, you know, I think a lot of us are probably jealous.
I understand. I understand indeed. We're going to explain to those that aren't familiar as we go Red Diamond All Access with David Ballou.
Yeah, I mean, you can. There's a lot of guys who, from a developmental standpoint, you saw grow into this elite players. And you know, I just think of our pass rushers. You think of Will Anderson, you know, Dallas Turner, Chris Braswell, those kind of guys. And just you just see the progression in them in a 3-4 year period. You know, in particular, and like Dallas came in here, you know, his last high school combine, he ran like a 4.76. He ran a 4.4 something at the combine. He was 20 pounds heavier than he was in high school. But see Dallas' body morph like it did. Like Dallas was a hard worker, put a ton of extra time in. You could not get him out of our room. And he watched Will Anderson do it. And Braswell watched both of them do it, you know, and the way they trained, the way they went about their business. And you saw their bodies all end up in 250, 260 pounds. Came in here at 225 pounds, 220 pounds, you know. And it just a lot of hard work. And there's a lot of responsibility on our end to make sure these guys, you help these guys. You give them a plan to help them get to where they're going to go and be able to, you know, see it through, which all those guys are.
It's crazy because I came in here at 240, 245. Now I'm sitting at around 280. So that just tells you around nutrition and development side, Alabama is just at a different standard when it comes to that. They'll get you right regardless.
Everybody, you know, in my business talks about high performance model. When you talk about that, you're talking about strength and conditioning, sports medicine, and nutrition. And then behavioral science is part of that, the mental part of things for sure, which we also do a good job of. But that's a real thing. And if all of those heads aren't in the same, you know, mind frame or working in the same direction, you got problems. You got a lot of problems. Jeff's crew with sports medicine, I think we're one big performance staff, and that's how we talk about it. We meet together, we talk about the players together, we make decisions together. You know, there's a constant form of communication on a day-to-day, hour-to-hour, minute-to-minute basis.
The Kalen DeBoer Show is brought to you by Coke Zero Sugar. Tackle game day with a great taste of Coke Zero Sugar.
Behind every victory is a team behind the team. A community of supporters and fans rallying others to succeed. We're a community of one when we cheer together. And no matter the outcome, we stand together. For more than 70 years, R.J. Young has been that team, backing businesses, schools, and organizations across the Southeast. From locker rooms to boardrooms, in businesses large and small, we power your team to success.
There are no shortcuts on the road to success. It's forged by confidence, purpose, and determination. Everyone has potential. Few have the power to unlock it. The University of Alabama, where legends are made.
Coach, our play of the game is presented by CB&S Bank, and it comes from your defense pretty early on.
It is. It's early in the game, second series, and we already got an interception. And I love the mindset our guys have. We're 3 and out is the worst, I think, that they're really looking for nowadays. Doing a great job inside here with TK and James Smith. It's good to have Quay out here again, back on the football field, and then you got LT, off the edge. And so just love the way that these guys working together. TK had 2 sacks on the day, but not only getting the sack, but really going after the football, punching it loose. And then I know he wanted it more than anything to go get that football. He'd have loved to on senior day, found a way to either get a safety, or a touchdown. So again, more than anything, just proud of our defense and the way they continue to attack the ball carrier, attack the passer, and go out there and make plays and get off the football field.
The Kalen DeBoer Show is brought to you by Ford. Visit your local Ford dealer, proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough.
Are you ready for your winning moment? Find it at Wind Creek Casino, where the action never stops. Hottest games, loosest spins, more ways to win. We've got the highest payouts and the most epic rewards. At Wind Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner. Wind Creek Casino. Find your winning moment.
I got Grayson here. He's got a lot of favorite sports. So, what's your favorite sports? First of all, football. Football. There we go. And baseball. And golf. He does it all. He does it all. All right. I tell you that because he absolutely loves sports. Okay. But and what he's gone through is he's got an issue with his spinal cord. Okay, just had a surgery about a year ago, is that right? Okay, but what it still does is it puts a lot of pain on him, okay? Just when he has activity, he can't go as long. But we appreciate you being here. You're a warrior, man. I know you love sports and you're doing everything you can to go compete in all those sports. How about this? He didn't know he was coming here, okay? And he thought he was going to school. They said, "You're not going to school today, hop in the car." He didn't know he was coming here. How about that? That's pretty good. He's skipping school. He's skipping school. He's skipping school. No school for Grayson today. All right? Hey, we want to help you get in the end zone and score a touchdown with us today, okay? All right, so here we go. First defense down here.
Good, man.
Here we go, guys. Hey, huddle. Inside zone right, on the clap. Ready? Come on. Not right. Ready! Go.
Memo on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Memo on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Memo! Yes, sir. Proud of you. Good stuff, man.
Roll Tide.
Coach, we don't have to tell you or anybody else what's next. In fact, you probably had to put that talk away for a week or maybe more. And it's one of the biggest rivalries in all of college football as the Tide heads to the Plains.
Yeah, just looking forward to, this game in particular, and then just, talking with the guys down in the locker room, just excited about, what this game also means. And, you work all season long for this opportunity to, go win a rivalry game, and more things involved too when it comes to the SEC championship and the potential there. And so excited about what this week will be. I know our guys are going to bring everything they got starting Sunday afternoon.
We look forward to it. Again, a 6:30 Central kick. ABC will televise it in prime time. We'll have radio coverage on the Crimson Tide Sports Network beginning at 3:30. But again today, the final home game of the regular season. Bama a winner of 56-0 over Eastern Illinois for Coach Kalen DeBoer. I'm Chris Stewart. Thank you for joining us for the Kalen DeBoer Show, presented by Truckworks.
The Kalen DeBoer Show is brought to you by the University of Alabama, where legends are made. Coke Zero Sugar. Tackle game day with a great taste of Coke Zero Sugar.